Okay, so the last couple of nights then we've been talking about Fresh Fusion, which is a Battle of the Bands event which is happening on the 7th of September. It's a Friday night and it's happening in St Kevin's Hall on North Queen Street in Belfast. Tickets for it cost £6. Every night we've been giving away a pair of tickets simply by asking you a question about the band that we're talking about. So tonight's no different. We're going to give away a pair of tickets tonight again. So all you got to do is keep your ears peeled and listen very carefully to what's going on within the next 5 or 10 minutes. Well, the whole idea behind this, in case you've only flicked in tonight, you don't know what it's about. This is a way of promoting and building relations between different religions and different ethnic backgrounds in Northern Ireland through the medium of music. And what a brilliant way to do it. A guy, Sean from Stuttgart, called us last night to say that music is the way to bond people. Everybody's got some music in common, so I think it's a great way of doing it. Vision Events are working very closely with McCracken's Bar in Belfast. That's just Joy's Entry, just off High Street, and other local bars in town too, to help promote all the up and coming bands. And if they're local, you want to really get behind them and help. All the money, by the way, that's raised from the gig is going to the Cross Community Partnership. You can get tickets from Fresh Garbage in Rosemary Street, and you can also look on Bebo. It's www.bebo.com/Fresh Fusion Northern Ireland. And by the way, we're looking for another band, so if you're interested, all you got to do is get in touch with me and I'll pass you on, or you can get in touch with Vision Events, and I'll tell you how you can do that after we talk to the boys from our band tonight. So we've got Walter and Phil. Do you want to just tell us a wee bit about your band? Your band's called John... Is this right now? John Skelly and the Creatures.
John Shelley.
John Shelley, right. What's the story behind John Shelley and the Creatures? Where'd you get that name from?
Well, it was two guys that we met in Germany called John and Shelley in a bar. Guy came in, obviously homeless, and heard us talking, knew we were from Ireland, so he sat down, bought him a few drinks, told us that he was living on the streets there with his twin brother. He basically went outside then after a few drinks, said, I have to check my twin. They went outside, we were looking at him, he was talking to himself, came back in, had reversed his jacket, sat down, said his name was Shelley, exact same story. And then so we bought him a few more drinks because that's why he wanted. We were getting a story, he was getting a few pints.
But you were obviously enjoying the crack anyway.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Well, he told us that they were in a band called The Creatures in Liverpool in the 60s. Now, there's already a band called The Creatures from Susie and the Banshees.
Of course, that's right, yeah.
But so we knew that, he wasn't telling the truth or whatever. So he went outside, so I have to check on my twin, whatever. So we went, all right, let's get out of here while we still have some money left. And next thing, two of them walked in. It was two guys, and it was just really freaky, sat down, had to buy them more pints, more stories.
And as a thank you to us then, they stole us beer glasses and ashtrays.
Did you brought home with you that?
Well, we did, but the woman who owned the bar actually called the police then.
So they were actually twins?
Yeah.
They were twins, yeah.
Identical twins, couldn't tell the difference.
Well, what was the idea of changing the shirt and turning it round?
It was because the two, we thought that they just reversed.
That? Right, okay.
We thought it was one person who was slightly crazy.
That was absolutely brilliant.
Two, yeah.
You see, never underestimate someone. The truth is stranger than fiction, isn't it?
Exactly.
So you decided to use that. What a brilliant story. It's fantastic. John Shelley and the Creatures. And obviously you're from down south. And the other two guys, Ger and Kev, they're from...
Well, Ger's from Tyrone and Kev's from Belfast.
All right. So how did you guys get together then?
We're in college in Queens.
Right, okay.
And we've 3 part-time members then as well, because we were listening to the show last night and you said there wasn't any female members.
I'm looking for a woman in the middle of all this.
We have one woman.
Well, I'm not looking for a woman. I don't mean I'm looking for a woman. Don't get me wrong. I've got a woman. I wasn't looking for a woman. But do you know what I mean? You see all these blokes coming in and think, there must be female artists out there somewhere. Yeah. So you've got a female there, Naomi.
And she's the most talented musician in our band as well. She's a classically trained musician. That's what she does for a living. So she only plays with us when she's got downtime from proper gigs.
Yeah, all right. So you do play gigs. Whereabouts exactly are you from? You say down south. You're from Dublin.
Both from Dublin, yeah.
Okay, and you've got gigs in Dublin.
Well, we're only after starting out in February. We recorded our EP first. We recorded at home because we do. We kind of have loads of recording equipment that we've accumulated over the years. So we decided we'd have something to sell at gigs before we started playing gigs. So we're only after starting gigging there 2 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. And
2 charity shows.
Okay, well, how do you find that? Are you happy? You seem very comfortable. I mean, the two guys we did last night were very, very shy, which I thought was lovely, but I mean, it's just, you seem like you've done this a lot.
We did
Is this your 25th radio interview or something?
We were in another band. Well, me and Dave were in a band before,
right, okay.
So we did all this.
Because you seem like very comfortable with it.
Oh yeah, it's just a bit of fun,
Well, it is fun, isn't it? And if you're not enjoying it, what's the point in doing
Exactly.
But you look like you're having a good time. So what about the gigs you've been doing? Have you well received?
Yeah, it seemed to be really good, yeah. There were 2 charity gigs. One was for a local school. It was down in Byrne, County Offaly, and they were trying to buy instruments for the kids. And then the other one was for Aware.
Teach them kids.
One was for Aware down for, like, depression and that kind of thing down in Offaly as well.
So everybody thought there was a lot of potential there. What sort of music do you play?
Lovely music.
Well, how would you describe it?
It's like a Sunday dinner.
Yeah,
That's
very tasty.
Yeah. I suppose 'cause we were kind of afraid when we came up here at first because everywhere, all the bands up here seem to be a bit more heavier than we would be. But we've been told that we're quite heavy live, but we're not on CD.
Not on CD, no.
Yeah.
So,
or in person.
but we're not too heavy. It's kind of pop rock, alternative pop rock, shoegaze. Lovely music.
So tell me, did you meet at university? Did you actually meet at Queen's?
Well, I've known Dave for about 5 years. We met the other 2 lads.
Right. What were you studying?
Music technology.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Excellent. Well, look, I've been dying to hear. This is what I'm doing to myself. I'm not actually listening. Most radio presenters will not play a track on the radio until they've listened to it and vetted it. But I'm trusting you. I'm trusting Brian from Vision Events. I'm thinking he's not going to send me anybody that's not great. Right, the track's called Blinded and Cross.
It's about the fall of the Roman Empire, as every song is. No, it's about a girl, but belonged to somebody that we know that, it didn't go too well, but that's another
just about
story.
a girl.
Just about
So you don't want to go into details on this girl?
No.
Whose girl was she?
Oh, we can't say.
You don't want to say?
No.
All right, fair enough. I'm scared to ask any more questions. It's track 1. This is a wee EP you've got here.
Yeah.
It is.
It's called The Big Day Out.
Big Day Out, yeah.
You're very creative. Don't say it, very creative.
Thank you very much.
Shelley on the front. If you're
I'm loving everything about you. I'm just hoping I'm going to love your music. Let's have a listen to it.
Just after the track, get out.
2 beats of it. Enough. All right. So for anybody who's just joined us, welcome along to the show. And you're in for a treat. John Shelley and the Creatures is the name of the band, and the track's called Blinded and Cross. Let's check it out. Wow, I am totally digging that. I think that's absolutely fantastic. If you just joined us, welcome to the show. You just heard John Shelley and the Creatures and a song called Blinded and Cross. I have to ask you, who are your influences there? I mean, I'm hearing all sorts of things in there.
Well, I'm a huge Elliott Smith fan, and Phil's...
anything.
Oasis. Yeah. Well, like to see, we all listen to different kinds of music. Like Kev, our drummer, is like he listens to metal music, and like he comes up with things that you'd never think would work, but they just
Kings of
Leon probably.
That's cracker. That's absolutely brilliant. And who writes the stuff? Do you all
do it
write together?
They would write the lyrics. So we would tend to write the music all together.
Well, you're clearly very proud of that. Do you think you're going to win the Battle of the Bands?
No, not a chance. Last. We're hoping for wooden spoon.
We're just in for the fun.
You're going in. You have to be going to win.
Yeah. Well, it's a gig to us, and if there's anybody there that will listen, that's good enough for us. One person is good enough for a gig, so it doesn't matter about well, I mean, it'd be nice to win the competition.
Yeah, of course.
If one person listens, that's enough for us. So.
Your attitude's fantastic. I love it, and I love the energy that you've got as well. So, is it your first time on the radio too?
No. Well, for John Shelley and the Creatures.
I'm the first one to ever play that.
You're the first one to play that.
And you've
totally
been very gentle with us. I've thoroughly enjoyed the experience. And I'm going to go outside and have a cigarette now.
You can do that. You can do that for sure. Well, listen, just to recap here for anybody who's joined us, tickets cost £6. All proceeds going to Fresh Fusion Battle of the Bands. It's going towards the Cross Community Partnership, and you can get those tickets from Fresh Garbage, or you can get them from McCracken's Bar in Joy's Entry, just off High Street. You need to set a question. We're going to give away a pair of tickets right now. Phil, Walter, have you got a question you could maybe ask the listeners just on the back of what you've just been talking about, and just anybody who's been listening in the last 10 minutes?
Easy enough question.
Yeah.
Where did we meet John and Shelley?
Where did they meet John and Shelley? That's a good question. If you were listening, you should have been listening, and why would you not be? Where did they meet John and Shelley? It's a fantastic story.
You could probably find out on the internet easily enough anyway. So.
Okay, all right. Well, let me give you the text number. It's 07766 105 105. Text your answer. Don't forget to tag your name on the end. We need to know who you are. You can also email your answer, and the email address is carolyn@u105.com. Or if it's easier for you to call, you can do that. 90 333 105. Where did Walter and Phil meet John and Shelley? That's your question. Good luck, boys. Thank you very much for being on the show. You're great. All the best on the 7th. We'll see you there.
Great.
Cheers.
Thanks.